Your six-figure career has become your six-figure cage. And if you're watching this video right now, it's because something deep inside you already feels that. And trust me, I understand. Maybe you're the person who went and got all the different degrees. Maybe you're the person that's climbed the corporate ladder. Maybe you're the person that sacrificed and you finally got to that six-figure mark. That mark that you thought, once I have this, I am living the American dream. Only to be there right now and still feel like, Kusudi, something is missing out of my life. There has to be more to life than this. And I know that there's a calling on my life, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. Guys, if you feel that way, this video is for you. It's all about how to go from your career to your calling. And listen, my name is Kusudi. I've been blessed to coach high-level entrepreneurs, business professionals just like yourself who's earning the six figures, maybe even seven figures, but you feel stuck, you feel unfulfilled, you feel like your life has more to offer, and you feel like you're just on the hamster wheel of life right now. And if that feels like you, click the link in my bio, apply for coaching, and I'd love to show you how is it that you could truly discover your purpose, step into your purpose, and really start earning from your purpose for you to live the life that you were always desired to live. So firstly, you must understand what is the difference between your job and the difference between your work. And there's a huge difference. And what most people don't know is that they're only focused on their job, but they have no idea what their work is. You see, I studied great people. And if you looked at people who did great things in this world, Jesus, the Muhammad, the Buddhas, right? The Nelson Mandelas, the Mother Teresa's, all these people who did great things. They never said that there's a job to be done. They always said that there's work to be done. And that one word distinction is very, very important. And I looked at the definition. The definition of job is anything that you do specifically just for monetary gain. So if you're working that position you're working at right now, that's unfulfilling you, but you're working at it just because it's paying your bills, then by definition, that is just a job. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you're making six figures, but you're only doing what you're doing because you're making money from it, then that is just a job. And now work is very different. You see, the definition of work is physical, mental, and I like to add spiritual activity that you do in order to achieve a purpose. In order to achieve a purpose. And where most people are not doing their work is because they have no idea what their purpose is. So the first key about this is you have to discover your purpose and be in alignment with that purpose in order to step from your job to your work. You see, your job is what you get paid to do. Your work is what you were created to do. Your job is what brings you finances. Your work is what brings you not just finances, but also fulfillment. And the interesting thing even about that is most people think that when they leave their job, they have to sacrifice or just be a volunteer in order to fulfill their purpose. Guys, listen, it's me stepping into my purpose that allowed me to do over seven figures traveling around this world. So understand your prosperity is in your purpose. The prosperity that you designed to experience is actually in your purpose. And you got to go from job to work to that. And your job is something that somebody can fire you from. Nobody can ever fire you from your work. That's God-given gift to you. And the moment you step into that, then you're going to start reaping the benefits from that. So at a certain point, it's time to go from career to calling. And I understand why most people don't leave. It's difficult, especially when you have comfort, where it's predictable. You know exactly what is it that you're doing. But guys, don't let your career rob you out of your calling. Don't let comfortability rob you out of change and progress in the future that you desire to have. So I'm about to go over the top three biggest things that I see with my clients. And here's going to be the three biggest signs that you know you need to leave. And by the end of watching this video, if these three resonate with you, then make sure you click the link below, apply for coaching. I'll let it get on a conversation and talk about how we can step into your calling. So here's the biggest sign that it's time to leave or start your transition to something new is that you are unfulfilled. Guys, listen, unfulfilled is not a problem. It's a signal. It's your body trying to show you that, yo, there's more to life than the life that you're currently living. So I want you to imagine the insanity of this. Imagine that you have 24 hours in a day. You spend 8 hours sleep, so you have 16 waking hours, and most people work 8 hours a day. So that means that half of your waking life is spent doing something that is unfulfilling to you. It's spent doing something that you dread. It's spent doing something that drains you. It's spent being around people that you don't like or people that you have to put on masks for. Like, I just want you to imagine that you're spending half of your waking life doing something that is completely unfulfilling to you. So you're always thinking there's more to life. I know my life is more. I know God has more, but you have no idea what that is. Guys, this is the biggest sign that God is trying to get your attention. Because the way that God gets your attention is through emotions in your body, which gives you signals that something is off. That's why when you're with somebody that feels good, you feel good, right? You're like, oh, I like this person. Maybe you have a spouse right now. You're like, I love this person. But then you also know when somebody doesn't feel right. You're like, I don't even know what it is about this person. Something just in me doesn't feel safe. I don't feel right being around this person. Something just feels off. Your feelings is your signal. So if you're feeling unfulfilled right now, that is the biggest signal that it's time for you to step into something new in your life. And listen, I know it's difficult to say, yo, Kusudi, like, I know I'm unfulfilled, but it's making the money. Like, it's hard for me to leave. Guys, listen, I was making six figures in a car rental company. I was making six figures doing stocks, living in almost a penthouse in downtown LA, overlooking the city. And it felt so good. I felt like I made it, but I felt unfulfilled. My reality felt good. I had the money, I had the things, but internally I didn't feel good. And it was that leaving that six figures that allowed me to step into seven figures. And this is the second sign that it's time to leave, that your current career is capping off your future potential. Guys, don't let six figures stop you from earning multiple six figures or even seven figures. Some of you have visions and goals that is far greater than the career you're currently in right now, the role that you're currently in. Some of you have callings on your life. You know you're supposed to be making a difference. Maybe you're supposed to be doing what I'm doing. Maybe you're supposed to be speaking on stages. Maybe you're supposed to be helping others. But you have no idea where to start. Well, that's a calling that's showing you all those routes have unequivalent and uncapped earning potential. So you can't want a goal and a vision, but the pathway that you're taking can't get you there. That's like wanting to get from LA to New York in a day, but the vehicle that you're taking is a bike. Like, that would never work. You're like, yo, I have to be in a better vehicle in order to get me there. So you want to ask yourself, is the vehicle that you're in right now actually taking you on a path and getting you to the destination that you desire to have? And if not, then that's showing you it's time to change your vehicle. It's time for you to switch up your path. So that way, wherever you're headed is in alignment with where is it that you want to go. And the last sign that it's time to leave or transition, and this is probably the biggest one, is that you're no longer being yourself and you're losing your own identity to the position that you are in. Guys, listen, if you're spending half of your life showing up as an avatar, putting on your fake voice, putting on clothes that you don't want to wear, showing up and trying to be a certain way in front of people in order to get approval, in order to feel accepted, through this whole process that you're losing yourself, you're losing out of touch with yourself. You don't even feel like yourself anymore in your position. This is the biggest sign that it's time to leave. You cannot spend half of your life being an avatar version of yourself. Some of you don't even know who you are anymore because you've been everything for everybody else and nothing for yourself. The thing that I love about what is it that I'm doing in my life is that I get to be myself, and either people love me for me or they don't love me for me. But the people in my reality, I know they're here because they love me for me. They accept me for me. And there's no higher vibration than freedom and authenticity. When you could truly just be the person that God has called you to be. Anytime where you can't be yourself, you're never going to feel empowered. You're never going to feel confident. You're never going to feel like yourself because you're not being yourself. And most of you are spending time every single day in a role that is not even you anymore. And it's time to shed this avatar that you've created and step into your calling. Because here's what I'm here to tell you. Is there somebody in this world that is looking for you? There's somebody in this world that needs you. They need your specific story. They need your specific gifts. They need your specific insight. But they can't find you because you are not being you. So how much longer do you want to go being somebody, a watered down, a less expression version of the person that you truly are? And if you feel like, yo, Kusudi, this is exactly how I'm feeling, then this is literally your biggest sign that it's time to leave. Guys, listen, at the end of the day, here's how to do the final test. Is you want to ask yourself, if I was on my deathbed, if I stayed in this position, if I stayed in this career for the next 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, and I was on my deathbed, would I be feeling like I lived a life worth living? Did I play full out? Did I use my gifts? Did I go after my dreams? Did I go after my goals? Or did I slip into comfortability and familiarity and let that be the story that told the rest of my life? I remember I read a book called The 5 Regrets of the Dying by a lady named Bonnie Ware. And the number one deathbed regret that somebody had when they were transitioning was that I didn't live a life true to myself, a life outside of the opinions of others. Guys, a life true to yourself is your authenticity. A life true to yourself is a life true to your purpose, because there's nothing truer for you than the reason you were created to be in this world. So if you're watching this video right now and this resonate with you, maybe it's piercing your spirit, maybe you're like, yo, Kusudi, I know this video was made for me, then we need to get on a call and talk about how is it that we can start making that transition from your career to your calling. So here's what I need you to do is click the link below, apply to work with me, fill out the form, and me or somebody from my team will personally reach out to you and see how is it that we can work together in order to start making that transition in your life. Guys, listen, don't allow your career to rob you out of your calling. Don't allow 6 figures to rob you out of 7 figures. Don't allow familiar finances to rob you out of the abundance that God has for you and rob you out of the fulfillment that God has for you. I promise you, on the opposite end of your purpose, on your opposite end of your calling, is the abundance that you desire to experience. It's the confidence, it's the freedom, it's the life that God has always shown you. But you have to get on the other side of your calling. You can't want the promises from God, but you're not living in an alignment with God. And if you're ready to live in alignment, I could show you how. Click the link below, like this video, put in the comments which resonated with you the most. I look forward to seeing you on the call. Peace.